Rise and shine, everyone. 6 o'clock here on your Thursday. We are so close to the weekend here. Jason and Alicia somehow awake with you this morning.
I know. We were at, where is our playbill? Tina, we brought it for proof. This is like, we're tired today, but it was so worth it, was it not?
Stayed for the whole show. We didn't leave during intermission, didn't, chicken
I tried.
out. Yeah, we tried.
I was like, Jason, let's go.
No,
and you're like,
no. We were staying for this entire show. We're going to watch these amazing performers. We'll talk about this
more
later on in the show.
Our thoughts on it.
Yeah.
But hey, another good story this morning. No snow. Finally.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, guy.
Yeah, for now, right? There is snow in the forecast, but it's nice to just get a little bit of a break, right? Let's just take a break. Hey, temperatures this morning on the cool side. So colder temps moving in. A cold start to the morning with wind chill values single digits. Now air temperatures not too bad. 17 under cloudy skies. Feels like 7. Northeast winds at 8 miles per hour. Some of those clouds could linger a little low this morning. So low clouds, kind of peaks of sunshine on and off, but more clouds than sun today. And you'll see that here with your morning planner. Temperatures rise to 23 by 11 late morning. Winds shift to the south late morning, right around 3 miles per hour. So that will help warm things up just a little bit. Dry and seasonable with light winds heading into the weekend. So quiet heading into the weekend. Now, once we get into late Sunday, early Monday into Monday, we'll start to track out our next minor disturbance that could bring some snow. Still a little bit of uncertainty behind that system. Jen?
All right, thank you, Guy. Today, though, looking good. Here's a look at the 35 split. That stretch of 35W after the split, pretty slick yesterday. We saw a couple spinouts, but today, much different story, and that's the case across the metro. Look at this. Ta-da! Green roads all around. I don't remember the last time we've seen that. Let's go back to the split and check your drive times real quick. Or maybe we won't. Oh, there we go. Looking good either way. 12 minutes, 35W to 694. You're taking the other direction, 35E. Right on time. Jason?
Love to see it there, Jen. Thank you. Today, the driver's licenses for all bill could finally make it to the governor's desk.
The bill would allow tens of thousands of undocumented immigrants get a driver's license for the first time in decades. Cece is live at the Capitol with a look at how that could all play out today. Good morning, Cece.
Good morning, guys. Well, Governor Walz says if this bill makes it to his desk, he will sign it. All that's really left is a final vote from the Minnesota House, and that'll happen today at 3:30. Now, back in January, this bill, it did pass the House 69 to 60. Last month, it passed the Senate 34 to 31. Now, the bill language passed by the Senate was slightly different from the bill language passed by the House. So today, the House will need to approve the Senate amendments and then repass the bill with those amendments, but the House is expected to do both. Now, those against the bill are concerned some undocumented immigrants would use their driver's license to vote or gain state benefits, while those who are for it say it would give undocumented immigrants some peace of mind.
A decision for our children to not have to live with this mental trauma, who are citizens, and depending on whether their families are going to be able to take them to an emergency room or safely pick them up from school.
Right now, 18 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico all allow their residents to have a driver's license regardless of their immigration status. Guys.
All right, we'll have to wait and see how this plays out today. Cece, thank you.
Well, also at the Capitol today, lawmakers are considering legislation to improve transit safety. This is all focused on the Metro Blue and Green lines. This comes as Metro Transit says it's working to expand routes this year. With crime as a concern, they say they have a safety and security action plan, which includes recruiting and hiring more police officers.
This morning, 2 men are facing felony assault charges, and police are still looking for a third after a trans woman was beaten at a Minneapolis light rail station. According to court documents, surveillance cameras at the Lake Street station captured 3 people beating the woman, pushing her down the stairs, and continuing to assault her while she was on the ground. Documents say officers at the scene were concerned the attack was motivated by anti-transgender bias. The LGBTQ organization Outfront Minnesota says many trans people are no stranger to verbal and even physical abuse.
We want to understand more of what's going on, but we recognize that trans folks face this kind of discrimination and hate on a daily basis, unfortunately.
The Hennepin County Attorney says if a motive of bias or hate emerged from the investigation, they can pursue a harsher sentence as part of a conviction.
This morning, the parents of Jamari Rice say they're upset with the sentencing of their son's killer. Rice was shot and killed by now 19-year-old Fernando Valdez Alvarez outside of South Education Center in Richfield last February. Valdez was sentenced yesterday to 23.5 years. He's expected to serve 16 of those years. Last month, Valdez pled guilty to unintentional second-degree murder and first-degree assault. Now Rice's family is saying they're disappointed with the sentence and surprised a life sentence was not considered.
He should have had life in prison because of the life, for taking a life. He showed no remorse. He never said anything. He never said, "I'm sorry." He looked at us one time and turned away.
Along with the prison sentence, restitution is set at more than $65,000.
Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty's philosophies on juvenile prosecution reform are being put into action as the family of a murdered woman protests. The family of Zaria McKeever is upset the county's top prosecutor decided not to charge 2 juveniles as adults in her murder. Zaria's ex is accused of giving a 15 and 17-year-old a gun and sending them into her apartment. Moriarty says the teens would be better reformed in a 2-year rehabilitation program at a juvenile prison, followed by supervised release, then pursuing adult charges.
And should they violate the conditions of probation, yes, they could end up going to adult prison. But obviously, we hope that with proper rehabilitation and incarceration in a juvenile facility, that won't be necessary.
We are raising Zaria's daughter, who still trying to figure out why she don't see her mother. We're gonna have to be responsible for that, and somebody should be accountable for that.
Zaria's family says they feel betrayed. The plea deal rests on the teens testifying against the adult who's charged.
Inver Grove Heights residents are sounding the alarm after the city found high levels of radium in its drinking water. While radium is one of the contaminants naturally found in ground level, it's usually removed by the city's treatment plant. But earlier this year, tests found a spike in radium levels. Officials say the jump is likely caused by aging filters, and right now they're working on short-term adjustments. The Minnesota Department of Health is looking into the spike. They say the recent levels show the city has not been in compliance for at least several months now. The next batch of test results are expected at the end of the month.
We are a little more than 2 weeks away from the official start of spring, but there's still a lot of snow to melt, and that raises some questions about spring flooding. The purple on the map you see here shows a foot or more of snowpack that still needs to melt, and that snow holds 3 to 5 inches of water. So here's what state officials are saying in the new flood outlook.
Good morning, I'm Danny Spiewak. After that big snowstorm we got in the Twin Cities last week, the National Weather Service has issued a flood report saying that there's an above normal chance of some flooding here this spring. Of course, it's too early to tell, and a lot will depend on how much more precipitation we get this March, but they're urging everybody to be prepared, keep a close eye on things, and get flood insurance if needed.
Another sign of spring is coming that there's only a few days left to get ice houses off of frozen lakes. The lower 2/3 of the state need to have them off by Monday. The DNR says don't forget to take your trash with you. If you have a house in the northern third of the state, you have until March 20th.
So more signs that spring is on the way. We're seeing some warmer weather the rest of the week. It's going to be warm this weekend. Let's get out to Guy in the yard for a look at what we can expect over the next few days.
Hey, good morning. You know, warmer temperatures, yes, and tomorrow morning, a milder start to the morning, so lows won't be as cold as what we're finding this morning. I actually have some layers on because with the wind chill, feels like single digits and even some sub-zero. It really just depends on where you're watching from. So a happy Thursday to you. 17 right now, mostly cloudy. It feels like 7, so wind speeds are shaving off around 10 degrees from that actual air temperature. Northeast winds at 8 miles per hour. Take a look at temperatures and wind chills. By afternoon, winds only around 5 miles per hour, shaving off 5 degrees from our air temp, making it to the low 30s later this afternoon, so feeling like 25. So feeling just about that, like that air temperature later on. We'll squeeze a few peaks of sunshine, just a few, but more clouds than sun in the forecast today. Tonight, any Thursday night plans? Maybe heading to an happy hour. Temperatures in the mid-20s. Few clouds, partly cloudy skies, but the clouds thicken right back by this time tomorrow morning. We'll still squeeze in a few peaks of sun, but we're just not expecting a whole lot of sun. That's just a pattern that we're going to be stuck in. Here's your 3-day forecast. More clouds today, 31. 37 tomorrow for your Friday. So excited for Friday, can't you tell? Mild and quiet. Saturday seasonal, still more clouds than sun on Saturday. Now Sunday, what you don't see on that will be coming up in my 7-day forecast. Snow, we have snow chances that are starting to shoot up for Sunday into Monday. Still some uncertainty, like precip type around this time of season, you know, with temperatures warming. A little bit warmer, like yesterday, we actually saw that snow transition to a few showers during the afternoon because temperatures were on the milder side of things. So we're still tracking some uncertainty for that, and you'll see more, and I'll talk more about that in my 7-day forecast coming up.